Hi, everyone. This is Waleuska Lazo, and I am the founder of the Gratitude Experiment, or FMTG, which stands for 5 Minutes to Gratefulness. And I am so thrilled to have with me one of the FMTG students, Leonard. And
Hello.
she's from Nevada in the USA. And she's a massage therapist, a life coach, and a Reiki master. So we're here to talk to you about gratitude and how FMTG has impacted her life. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Waleuska. I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, it's very nice to be here, and I'm just, of course, grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you. And Kelly, just for everyone watching, what was going on in your life that, when you heard about FMTG, what prompted you to take the course? What were some of the aspects in your life that you wanted to improve or change?
Yes. Well, at that time, it just felt my life was, there was every aspect of my life that was being challenged. And I was having a hard time just lifting myself out of it. And in my mind, it was everything else. It was a problem with everything else. And I felt so out of control of what was happening. And so when I saw the invitation, the opportunity to be with a gratitude group, I thought I had nothing to lose, and everything to gain from that. And then once I joined, and I started in the experiment and having the experience of gratitude every morning, 5 minutes every day, it really expanded my experience of myself and how much I do have to offer myself, and to let go of the perception that everything was outside of me. And the challenges that I was meeting all of a sudden started lessening. And now it's just really incredible how those challenges have either been met or just let go. And in the meeting of those challenges, there was just resolve, absolute resolve. And it has been just an incredible journey. And this is my third time around, and every time I'm so excited because of how it elevated me the last 28 days in the experience. So it has been very amazing for me.
Thank you so much. And you made an interesting point where you said that, before you were almost reliant on outside, factors, to change the way you felt about yourself and life. And that's one of the most incredible aspects of gratitude, that, it makes us go within and to find all the answers within ourselves. So we're not always, enslaved or reliant on some outside force to come and give us a sense of peace and a sense of joy. We learn to find true happiness within. And I think that's truly an incredible process.
It is. And just understanding, it gave me the opportunity to know who I was, who I am, and I think before I was very confused by all the influences and how I was giving in to what other people thought of me rather than coming from the inside out and believing in myself more than what anybody else did. And so through those 5 minutes in the morning, it really introduced me to who I am. And that was a big strength in my life. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And Kelly, from the entire curriculum and all the different subjects that we go through on the 28 days, is there one that stands out more for you than others, and why?
Well, I don't know that one stands out more because it builds, each one builds on each other and it becomes very powerful. And I like that because it eases me into a very deep introspective experience. So I notice in about week 3, I think that's like my favorite time because it really begins to open me up to really see the deeper aspects of, the meaning of my life, and then and each time it's like, wow, I don't know how it gets any better than this, and then I find that there's something else to discover. And something else in the sharing in the group is one of the most powerful things. I think that would be my answer, is being able to share in the group and be so supported and to feel it makes it easy to open up and not be judged for anything that I share or expose. It's just complete support. And that
I think that, our tendency is to go through life always feeling that, our problems are enormous and, that life is being unfair with us. And I think that when you come on board the FMTG and you are opening your life and your heart to other people from around the world, you discover that we're not that unique and that we all have, the same aspirations, we all have the same fears, the same problems, and it's such a beautiful thing to come together under one umbrella, all looking for the same thing. In one way or another, we are all looking to heal some aspect of our life. And when you can put in perspective that, I'm not unique, grief and loss and hurt is something that we all take to partake, it kind of it changes your perspective because you realize that you're not alone. And I think in the strength of the group is where we find a lot of desire, to finally heal, to finally let go and surrender of all the things that we cannot change.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and then when I see people's responses, it really taps into my compassion, because a lot of the times I'll read what people have to say and I understand on either through experience or just of the value of understanding someone, and the compassion that opens up is just incredible.
Yes, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So true. I agree. And I want to read something that you wrote to me. I can't remember in which of the cohorts or courses, but you said, I've enjoyed this meditation today. I guess you were talking about one of the particular days. You said, I am so grateful for the revelation I have experienced during FMTG. Today is the first time in years that I have felt confident about opening up to the possibility of being with the person of my dreams. The need to rescue or to be rescued has left. I used to feel that desiring a loving relationship was frivolous because managing my life was more important than finding true love. I see now that it is all intertwined and finding true love is part of managing my life. I also used to feel ashamed sharing my desires for love, but now I understand how natural that is. Since working with the gratitude group, I have learned to set my intentions every morning with goodness and gratitude. With good intention, action follows. And with this, I am happy with who I am, and I no longer carry anyone else's beliefs of who I am. This is something to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It is. That was a big moment in my life when I discovered that, because not giving love a chance in my life wasn't loving myself. And it was just a huge discovery for me, and now I realize the importance of loving myself enough to let love into my life, and not push it away thinking that's how I protect myself, because that's not protection. That's just rejection. And that's rejecting love from my life. And so, yeah, that was a huge moment. Mm-hmm.
And I think that, when you open up to gratitude, your heart expands. And when you learn to love and accept yourself, you realize that you are worthy of all the wonderful things that life has to offer. And obviously, love is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And as you change your vibration and you raise, that vibration, you're going to attract better things in your life.
Yes. Yes. And that is one of the things also that I experienced through this is the lightening up, the heaviness that I felt, almost like a depression, that has completely lightened up. And so that's how I attribute that to the frequency, the raising of the vibration, and just looking forward to how I can do more of that and how life attracts to me from there.
And also a lot of the lightness that you are feeling is because your focus has shifted. We unconsciously were so unaware of how much of our energy and time we spend thinking about something in our past, something painful, about that one event or that person that did us wrong. But when you're focused on gratitude and giving thanks for all that you have and all that you are in your life at the present moment, your focus is not somewhere else. It's in the moment, right? And that frees a lot of energy to finally start, dreaming of a better life, more possibilities, and what beautiful things you can attract for your life. And it all has to do with taking the focus out of our past and staying in the present moment.
It's very true. Yes. And that is one thing that was very powerful for me too. I used to feel as if I was watching my life rather than sitting and seeing my life through my eyes, I just felt like I was lifted out of my life, always watching it because I wasn't living in the present, and now that I'm more present, I am present in my body, in my life. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And just as we wrap up, any last minute words that you may say to someone who is not familiar with FMTG and they're thinking about maybe joining, what would you tell them?
Yeah, well, I would say that when I came into the FMTG, I didn't know what to expect, and so in the surprise, it was a big surprise to me at how effective it is and how simple it is. And I think it's in the simplicity that you find the effectiveness, because it's not complicated at all.
Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to turn my phone.
So
thank you so much. And I look forward to keep having you in the course.
Well, thank you. I like being there. So
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And for those of you watching, if you want to know any information on the gratitude experiment, the course runs every 6 weeks. And you can register at waleuscalazo.com/the gratitude experiment, no spaces. And I would love to have you there. Take care. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Waleuska. I enjoyed that.